for 14 minutes and roughly 28 seconds. Okay, kicked off. You can cook. Let's go back to not the... Let's come back to focus here and work on the not the full message graph, but let's work on the what we're sending. I don't want to discard it, but actually, let me have a quick look. Fuck, where am I? Okay. Let's go back to the pre-graph thing, and where should I pick up there? Go ahead and continue the ADR process for that. Where is the application scheme declared, and what is the IR node for a message? Yeah, the application itself basically defines the scheme. And per product on the root app program scribe counters, not per package, per feature package. That's correct. Shared IR, every adapter maps to from scheme, feature path, tag, payload. Domain is tree mode, stay for screens. Messages are a sibling grain under the same app scheme. Yep, that seems reasonable. A is good. Q10, except mode.recording active.playback idle. on the pre-graph URI tree, picking up at mode.recordingactive.star for your focus block. Thank you. Where are you? Pre-graph only. Overviews, continue here. Parked, keep ignored. Yep. Reviewed. Screens plus mode.recording idle. Picked up mode.recording active. Open an editor, jump to the marker. Quit the captain shit. Accept as drafted mode.recording active.playback idle. I think that's the best way to model this. Given this current system, can you think of a better way than to map out the Cartesian product? We want to keep it very simple like this. Observe capture. What is capture? Please, if you reference schemas, please include the whole schema above so I can refresh my memory. Recording active, transcription ID, recording ID created at, updated at, finished at. Segment. Segment is embedded on transcription, is nested on transcription. And so is it's recording, and then transcription is nested under recording, and there can be many. And then segment is under transcription, and there's a segment array. And we can pause recording, stop recording. Well, I think instead of play recording, let's see. So if you pause the current recording, you can go to playback idle, and then you can play the recording from playback idle, but you can't actually play the recording from recording active unless you go let's see, recording active, playback idle. Yeah, you can't actually play a recording from here. You have to be on the playback screen in order to play a recording. And then open active timeline. So this is, you could either be on, in this mode, you can be anywhere. But I guess, yeah, then we have an open active timeline and play recording. Only if recording is idle can you, well, no, but you can't play a recording from recording active directly from this mode. You would have to be on the recording list to play recording, or yeah, I guess we could have a way to force play recording from the current timeline or a timeline you're on, I suppose. Yeah. Open active timeline, sure, goes to mutate focus recording capture ID, and not inject simulated speech. We don't, when we're modeling these things, we model them as if they're real, and then we control the dependencies in order to do that simulated speech stuff. So rather, this would be speech observed or speech recognized or something like that. Show me an example of what you're trying to talk about and why you're asking this question for Q4 and before I answer. No, I didn't say no play recording. I went back and forth for a little bit, so sorry for being confusing. You can play recording while capturing. Let's say you just scroll up in the current recording. And then I, long press to begin playback or something like that on a segment. That seems reasonable. So apologies for my confusion. Q4 is only when a log fires for that URI, how does Instant know which issues or product rows to attach? If we don't decide, yeah, so this is actually going to have to be done at build time and as we iterate. That URI is going to, like, as an agent makes a commit that touches that data path, and we could use something like, what's it called? There's a diffing tool for the data path. Path diff path. What's this called? It was yesterday. Live store was not it. Fold kit was obviously not it. Call diff. Look at call diff. I clone this locally on my computer, and I want you to install the skill for it. Basically, if an agent touches a path that a message passes through, then the issue that the agent was working on needs to be attached. And so we need some way of having some CLI tool and pre-commit hook or something like that for consolidating all this information. Do you understand? Repeat that back to me is what I've said. We already locked Q4. If we don't decide, agents will invent another phone book again. Yeah, we don't want, make an agents MD edition that says no phone books. We are to derive our functionality using higher order functional tools. We're not going to have multiple sources of truth. User taps new recording. TCA fires action. Recording list, new record button, new recording button tapped. URI, scribe recording list, new record button tapped. Excellent. Analytics log does not invent list appeared. It records that URI. Someone still wants that event on issue. Start recording without multi-second delay, product bug, instant library work. So that, if you look at the call diff and you look at the files that basically look at the messages, the file that the messages passes through, and if the agent made a diff on the message path, that's what we need to figure out. We can use tree sitter. We can use AST grep. Download and set up that tool as well. And show me, let's immediately focus next on how to derive this information. What 3 layers would look like. Layer 1, optional code, durable when you know it. Nope, it's not next to the feature and source. We're deriving this from the Git history. Layer 2, agent worklog, who touched which URI, agent fixes. We need a better way. We need to just list all the issues, and then by transiency, all the, we're going to restart this timer. By transiency, all of the agents that worked on it, and eventually track that back to the conversations that were had about the feature, and then how the feature even got to be there. So whether it's a feature, a bug fix, you know, whatever, we want to log what was worked on. We want to derive what was worked on from the actual thing. What Q4 is not asking, not this. What is the event name? Already the message URL. Should we use JSON? Already no. Full instant entity graph design. No, we want the full instant entity graph design. That's what we're working on right now. Only issue and product attachment policy for our message. Why the alternatives matter. And this can be embedded in the instant graph. And if it's in the instant graph, we don't need to attach it at the log level. We can derive it at the issue, at the project graph reporting level. we're not going. We don't. Again, we need to focus on one source of truth. Using one source of truth as one source of truth. So Git is source control. We should use that. We shouldn't try and now we're going to record that information somewhere else. So let's iterate on this again. Basically, let's walk through the whole thing. I come up with ideas, or I work at a place, and product comes up with an idea, or a feature for an application or a website or whatever, and I record all the transcripts about talking about it, brainstorming, debugging sessions, etc. And those transcripts are all tagged with are all ingested and tagged with the project, the library, the application, whatever it may be, and those are all ASTs and nested enumerations, and then that becomes the actual thing the agent works on, and it uses that brainstorming session as a jumping off point, and puts together a plan or a structure, or manifests exactly how that's going to look. And then the agents that work on it log their work against that issue, and then we can derive what issue is worked on and what messages are being passed through, and track a message against an issue, etc. You see kind of where I'm going with this. Extrapolate and keep simple. Okay, Q10 locked. Schema refresh. Recording idle, title, created at, updated at, finished at, duration. Recording 1 to many transcriptions. Transcription 1 to many segments. Segment 1 to many responses. Session, not schema. Session.capture.recording ID. What is open capture? I don't know what you mean in the comment here. Session.playback.recording ID. Media position. Session.focus. Recording ID. Leaf as locked. Mode recording. Observe session.capture. I don't know if you've defined session as part of the schema. What are you saying? Speech tail, if any. And are you just using fields, parentheses as a shorthand? Except mode.recording, yes, capturing and playing at once. Observe session.capture.star plus session playback plus recording plus transcription plus segment array. Send, pause recording, stop recording, pause playback, stop playback, scrub playback, open active timeline, open playing back timeline as well. We want to be able to open the recording timeline, active recording, let's say open active recording timeline, and open active playback timeline. And then, yeah, otherwise that looks good. And Git commits are also logged against issues. Message TCA actions, foldkit messages, and code are the only event identity. Nothing events list dot appeared. We can even have a way to. I think we're gonna want a way to co-located near where the action or immediately next to where the action is defined. We're going to want to create a superset of action and message where you can describe what that action is or what that message is. And that's going to be useful in helping product people as well as AI agents embedded in the application to know exactly what that action does, why it's there. Link issued a message, not by writing 75. And show me a couple of prototypes of what that could look like, and we'll choose there. Show the default fold kit definitions, and then show the TCA definitions of writing an action. And then let's think about the simplest way to basically add metadata to those things without affecting the behavior of the frameworks. Link issued a message not by writing next to them and not a JSON map when an agent commits for an issue. And yeah, show me what that could look like with AST, grab, tree sitter, call diff, etc. Just simulate it right now. Show me what they could do, and let's record that as our intention. Where it lives, the instant ended graph, report time, idea, issue, agents, commits, messages later, live use of those URIs. Logs don't need to restore the whole graph. They can just carry the message URI. Git is a source of truth for change. Code is a source of truth for message identity. Instant graph is source of truth for product relationships. Rules you hammered, higher order tools only, no second sources. Yeah. Add those to the agents MD, those rules I hammered. Full instant graph is the goal. Derive it, build, pre-commit, CLI time as we iterate. If that's wrong anywhere, correct me. Nope, that looks good. Clone at and skill installed. Call diff smoke, its own checkout example, cart.load payment. Exactly. Who calls whom across commits, the missing bridge for this commit touch this message's path. How derivation works, simple picture, issue number 75, agent commits ABC123, Git files changed, AST grep, where is the case, call diff, did the call tree change, message URI from action, instant graph edge, 75 touches scribe, not layer one put, not stamp every issue ID, yes, join it, graph report from git log, call graph, full walkthrough, idea to graph, product talks, you brainstorm, transcripts tag, transcript segment slices actually are going to be tagged. The whole transcript is not going to be tagged. It's my thinking is too sporadic for that. So, and anybody's thinking is too sporadic for that. You're not going to tag a whole transcript. You're going to tag segments, and then those are going to bubble up, and we can derive those. Like what issues were talked about in the whole recording, and then be able to search those, etc. Instant issue created, feature or bug. Feature, bug. Is something always a feature or bug, or there's maybe at least 4 or 5 of those in that set. Feature, bug, improvement, to do. Don't be too over. Don't do too many of them. But agent claim 75 plans, implements, commits, git history plus issue commit, change log, work log. Make sure we have a way of ensuring that commits are logged against issues, and make sure that that is a pre-commit fail. CLI, call diff parent head, entry points for messages and touch files, AST grep, tree sitter, action messages, definitions in those files, list of message URIs affected. And automatically, we want these all to be procedural, deterministic scripts that run. Issues, agents, commits, message URIs, and already has transcript project links from intake, later report, 75 touch scribe, all issues that ever touch that message, all agents conversations that led to that message existing, ADR, Q4. That sounds fantastic. Nice job.